To quote Gandalf from Lord of the Rings when he was stepping in front of the Balrog to protect everybody else, and he uttered those immortal words, "You shall not pass." And this is what today's video will be about. It's about boundaries. Your ex shall not pass. Now today, guys, I'm shooting from the hip. This is not scripted. I think boundaries is something many of you struggle with. It's certainly something that comes up all the time when I am doing the one-to-one coachings over the phone, is that people didn't establish boundaries during the relationship, before the relationship, and after the relationship. And boundaries may have been the thing that would have saved your relationship. So, welcome back to the Love Fix. Today is a little different, but as always, it's Nick telling the truth so you can get through your breakup as healthily as possible. Now, what are boundaries? Boundaries are essentially this: if you do X, I will do Y. You do this action, here is the consequence. So I find this especially, what's the word I'm looking for? I find this to be especially prevalent in breakups, because what typically happens, and this comes up, I'd say in about 80% of the coachings that I do, is that the dumper is trying to keep my client as a friend. So I primarily coach dumpees. That's who contact me most of the time. Get the odd dumper here and there, and I coach them accordingly. But typically speaking, it is the dumpees that want to have a coaching session with me, and they struggle holding boundaries with their exes. Now, as I've said in many videos before, your exes, the dumpers in this case, they go through their own version of pain, and the typical breakup line will be, "Can we be friends? I don't want to lose my best friend." But my attitude is, well, I have enough friends, and if I'm not good enough to be in your life romantically, then that's not okay with me. I do not want to be second best on your list. I'm not going to help you get through this breakup until somebody else comes along. I will not be the emotional partner here. So one thing is very important, guys, is to hold your boundaries with your ex. Learn to say no. And believe me, that's actually very attractive. Because if you're a doormat, if you say yes to everything and you just fold anytime someone puts pressure on you about anything or they disagree with you, then your value will go down. They will not see you as someone that is strong and confident, and inherently they won't want to be around that person. No, I say many times, confidence is sexy, and a part of being confident is learning to say no. Now, you don't have to be aggressive about it, but being confident is speaking your truth. Say, hey, you contacting me right now doesn't work for me. I'm only interested in being your boyfriend, being your girlfriend, being your husband, wife, whatever. So I can't have this interaction with you anymore. So only contact me if you want to reconcile. Only contact me if you want romance. Until then, please don't contact me. And if you violate that boundary, I will block you. And if you continue to violate that boundary, this is where it's not scripted. If you continue to violate that boundary, I will have to take things further. You don't have to shout, you don't have to scream, you don't have to use bad language, but you do have to be brutally honest, and you do have to tell the truth. Now, what can happen when you hold your boundaries? Your value goes up. Okay? You feel better about yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, it took me a long time to learn how to hold my boundaries with anyone in my life. And yes, it can mean that maybe you stay single for a little bit longer, or maybe your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, or whoever will walk away, because typically speaking, when you first establish a boundary with someone, they typically get pretty pissed off with you. Now, one or two things will happen. They'll either get so pissed off and that they will walk away and walk out, and you know what, good riddance, because if they can't respect your boundaries, then they bring nothing to your life. Or they do respect your boundaries, and the friendship, relationship, family, whatever becomes better. they show you that respect. They know where the line is. So when it does come to breakups or relationships in general, if, for example, and this comes up all the time, where you got two people in a relationship and either or, the guy or the girl, doesn't matter, they are planning a day out with friends and then they are manipulated into staying in with their boyfriend or girlfriend. Oh, come on, we haven't seen each other for so long, or we haven't seen each other enough. You know you want to stay in. Let's just stay in bed and watch Netflix and eat ice cream. And while that is a great day for anybody, you've made plans with your friends, and now your partner is manipulating in you to stay in, giving them their attention. But you have to remember, guys, being apart is just as important as being together. Having your own shit going on is attractive. Having your own life outside of a relationship is attractive. It's not only attractive, it is healthy. So, even in relationships, learn to say no. Hey, no, I don't want to go to that restaurant today. I don't want to go to that bar. I don't like dancing for it. And this came up a lot with my ex, for example. Like she enjoyed salsa dancing. I don't like that. Okay? And so I'd be like, look, I don't want to go there. You go there, have a great time, knock yourself out. I'll see you when I get back. And I would never try to make her do things that I liked and that she didn't want to do. So the important thing here is to understand that she liked dancing, I didn't. I like sitting down, playing computer games and escaping into that world when I have a bit of free time. Obviously, I'll do a lot more than that. So it's important I maintain that. And whoever in the future maintains that part of themselves. And then you find a hobby that you like doing together. Okay? So, if your ex is asking you to stay friends, you say no. If they are asking for a hookup, you say no. If they are asking you to do things for them, you say no, because they no longer have relationship privileges with you now. If they want the shit that they used to get from you, they have to step up. The buy-in price is a relationship, is a reconciliation, is working on your shit. The consequence of them not working on their shit, or you not working on your shit, is that you will no longer be together. You are no longer there. They walked out. The consequences of them walking out is that you have no more contact with them. You get on with your life. And the other consequence of that, if they walked out, they have to walk back in, and now they have to come and get you. That's the boundary. You left me. So, motherfucker, you want to come back in? Knock on the door, and I will decide if I'm letting you back in or not. Because I've leveled up. What have you been doing for the last 6 months? Did you level up? Did you address the boundaries that you were crossing with me? Do you understand that? Do you respect it? And I promise you guys, you will have better relationships if you hold your boundaries with people. And yes, they may think you're an arsehole, but that's okay. That just means they are not for you. That's not your person. That's not your human being. When you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing no one. So stop being so nice about it and put your needs first. The only way you will ever meet your needs is by putting your needs first. You can't solve internal problems with external things, with external solutions. So fix what is going on inside first. If you have a problem saying no, learn how to say no assertively but politely, and just say, hey, that won't work for me. If you want to be in contact with me, here are my conditions. Please don't violate them. And that's it. And yes, you'll get that horrible anxiety sinking feeling in your gut, because you know that might mean they walk away for good. But good riddance to bad shit, because if they don't respect your boundaries, then they never respected you at all, and it's not worth your time. So, I think I'm going to wrap that up about there. As always, guys, if this video hasn't been enough for you today and you need a little bit more help just to get through your breakup situation and a little bit more clarity, my details are in the description below. you can arrange a voice coaching session with me and we can talk it out. As always, I'll see you on the other side.